Let me ask you a question. Is your Experian credit score fantastic? If it is, I have good news for you because in today's conversation, I want to give you 5 bank personal loans that pull Experian for gigantic amounts. So we are speaking about 5 national banks that actually pull Experian for fast approval, large loan amounts. Okay, stick around till the end of today's conversation. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about 5 bank personal loans that pull Experian for gigantic amounts. So number 5, we have here TD Bank. Our score, 8.3 over 10. So when you think about TD Bank, I want you to first to think about a loan that is geo-restricted. So you have TD Bank is actually present in 15 states. So if you are lucky to be in those 15 states, that's pretty cool. So those states are Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Vermont, and Virginia. And they are also in the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. Okay, very important. So that's the first thing. Number 2, if you love fast approval and funding time within 24 hours or 48 hours, TD Bank is pretty good. Okay, so let me give you now the particulars of the loan. So we are speaking about $2,000 to $50,000. Okay, pretty good. And you have an APR that oscillates from 6.99% to 21.99%. And the maturity here goes from 36 months to 60 months. So when you analyze this loan, we really love it. Okay. And the cool thing is that they're actually you can use the loan for a lot of things. You can use the loan for debt consolidation, for home improvement, for big purchases, for emergencies. Not a problem. They don't have a lot of restrictions for that. Okay. And one thing I want to say here is that you need to live near a TD Bank location, as I said before. So if you want also quick access to funds, this is really good. In terms of your eligibility, this loan wants you to have at least minimum $18,000. Obviously, you need to be a TD Bank customer, right, to kind of qualify. So they want you to have it to make at least $18,000 a year in gross income. So they will check your expenses, mortgage payments or rents. Okay, they'll just trying to see your DTI. The sweet spot for a DTI in terms of approval for this loan is 35%. Maximum. Okay, so we're talking about making sure that you have a history of so you have your income in terms of bonuses, overtime, income from other sources, 9 to 5, and you kind of divide that. You kind of actually have that on one side, and also your expenses. So make sure that you have a DTI, a debt to income ratio, that is below 35%. This is very important. Number 4, we have here PNC Bank. Our score, 8.8 over 10. So when you think about PNC, obviously you have to think also about a loan that is geo-restricted. So PNC is not available nationally. It's important to know. But one thing we love is that with PNC Bank, first of all, remember though, they are doing hard pull only, so it's not a soft pull. Okay, very important. And the loan particulars are as follows. So minimum loan amount $1,000, maximum loan amount $35,000. Okay, and here you have a APR that goes from 5.99% to 28.74%, and the rate, the tenor of this loan goes from 12 months to 60 months. So this is really good. What we love about PNC Bank is the customer service. They are really there for you. They will work with you. Okay, and the cool thing is that this loan is unsecured. Okay, so you're not actually pledging any collateral to qualify for the loan. This is fantastic. And one thing I also want to say is that if you want to apply for this personal loan, you can actually apply without being a customer. Not a problem. In other words, if you don't have a relationship with the bank, they're not going to penalize you, but it really helps. It really helps if you have a relationship. Okay, And the cool thing here is that they will ask you for, so to apply, you can apply at a branch over the phone or online, not a problem. Now, you can apply online only if you have an account with them, okay? And so they'll ask you for very basic information. So if you are making $15,000 a year gross income minimum, you will qualify for this loan, okay? So they'll ask you for your annual income and any other income you want to be considered. They'll ask for your current employer, and PNC is really known for running employment verifications systematically and reflexively. In other words, they'll just double check to make sure that you're not just, you're not just lying to them. And the cool thing here, and they'll also look at your expenses in terms of DTI. If you have a DTI that is maximum 38%. They will actually work with you, not a problem, okay? And what we love also with PNC is that they have a special service for service members. So they actually have a department that caters to folks who have served the country. It's just a wonderful program, and they call it SCRA, so the Service Members Civil Relief Act program, that actually allows them to provide financial relief and protections to eligible service members and their dependents. Fantastic. If you want to learn more about that special program, you can call 844-PNC SCRA. So 844-762-7272. Fantastic. Number 3, we have here Citi. Our score 9.1 over 10. So when you think about Citi, obviously Citibank is a big national bank, okay? So it's not a problem. They are everywhere. So chances are you will qualify if you whatever you live, you will qualify for their loan, okay? And but they want you to be a customer though. So Citibank wants you to have a relationship with them to qualify for their loan, okay? I mean, this is not really a bad idea anyway. So 9.1. So let me give you a few details here. So loan amounts go from $2,000 to $30,000, okay? You have fixed rates of a 7.99 to 23.99%. So the good thing is that here you are getting a lump sum, okay? And once you get approved, they can mail you a check, or they can just wire the transfer to your account. Not a problem, okay? So you can repay the loan over 12, 24, 36, 48, or 60 months. So we are looking at 1 year to 5 years. Not a problem, okay? And so what we love with Citibank is that they have a quick, simple application, okay? And if you set up auto deduct from your from a, let's say, a checking account or savings account, you can benefit from 0.25% auto pay discount. This is really good. And we love the fact that you actually you're actually also earning monthly thank you points when your loan is linked to an eligible checking account that is enrolled in Citi Thank You Rewards. Fantastic, okay? In terms of requirements, they want you to have annual income of at least $10,500. That's the minimum, okay? And you got to have an eligible Citi deposit account open for at least 12 months, okay? And you may have one other Citibank personal loan open at any time during the application, as long as it has been open for at least 6 months. So Citibank is kind of open for you having multiple loan accounts with them, okay? But just make sure that those accounts are, the payment history is positive on those though, okay? So you can apply online, okay? Or you can apply at a branch, you can apply over the phone, and make sure that you just complete a loan application, review and sign the loan agreement, and you'll receive the loan funds. Citibank does not have a soft pull process in place. So when you are ready to apply, make sure you are ready to apply. Make sure that you are ready for a hard pull, okay? They are going to do a hard pull automatically. They don't have a soft pull program. Even if you are a current customer, they don't have that feature right now activated. So this is really important to know. Number 2, we have USAA. Our score 9.5 over 10. So USAA is actually a financial colossus. We all know that, but the thing here is that there is no soft pull for USAA loans, so you'd better be ready before applying, okay? They're doing a hard pull right away. So USAA, you gotta have some kind of affiliation with the military, either biologically, geographically, or professionally, to qualify to be a member, okay, to be a customer. So this is kind of similar to what those credit unions such as Navy Fed, okay? And one thing you need to understand is that, but they are present nationally though. So present nationally with USAA, what we love here is that they are very generous in terms of the loan amount they are granting you. So think about it. You are looking for $2,500 to $100,000. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. $100,000. This is just crazy, but this is really good. We love that. And here you can actually use the money for anything. Okay. You can basically take charge of your bills, emergencies, remodels and repairs, okay, and whatnot, unplanned expenses. That's just fantastic. And the only thing is that USAA does not allow you to take a personal loan for higher education. They don't love that. They don't want that. Okay, so they don't offer loans to cover higher education expenses. Okay, so the whole thing works this way. So you just apply online. Okay, it only takes a few minutes to fill out the application. You learn your rate. So basically they have a soft pull process, but once you actually are able to, if you're already a member, they have a soft pull. If you're not a member if you're not a customer, they don't have the soft pull. So if you are a customer, depending on the state you are applying from, you can actually have a soft pull. This is really great. And so if you are approved, in most cases they will show you your rate right away, and so you get your money, you'll receive your funds in your bank account. Fantastic. In terms of income, the income requirements are pretty flexible too. They want you to make at least $18,000 a year. That's gross income, okay? And they want you to be 18 years of age. That's fantastic. They want you to have a DTI. That is the maximum DTI is 40%, okay? So I mean, obviously we just want you to have a DTI. We recommend that you have a DTI as low as possible, but USAA is really making it easy for a lot of customers to apply for this loan. So 40% maximum DTI is kind of decent. It's really way generous, okay? And one thing I also want to say here is that make sure that you have been at your current job for at least 6 months. So they kind of look at the tenure that you have. So make sure that you have that, you satisfy that requirements. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Sweaty Gateway Show. I'm still having a conversation with you about bank personal loans that pull Experian for gigantic amounts. So number one, the best of the best in our view, Wells Fargo. Our score, 9.8 over 10. So when you think about Wells Fargo, I want you to think about a bank that has a soft pull process in place. This is kind of cool because you are preserving your FICO score. You can check your rates and see if you qualify and whatnot. You can see the amount you qualify for. You can see the interest rate and whatnot. So this is really good. We love that. Okay. And what we're talking about here, we are speaking about $100,000 maximum. Think about that. $100,000 maximum. And the rates actually are as low as 5.74%. So what we love with Wells Fargo is that not only do they have excellent customer service. I mean, people talking about, well, Wells Fargo nowadays has a crappy customer service. That's not true. This has been our experience. They have been beefing up their customer service. They have been really working hard to improve it. And today they are one of the best banks out there, the large banks out there. Okay. So when it comes to Wells Fargo, $3,000 to $100,000 and flexible terms from 12 to 84 months. Okay, so this is really important to know. And you can use the money for debt consolidation. You can pay for a home improvement, or you can make a major purchase. You can also take care of emergencies. Okay, really important. So one thing I want to say here is that with Wells Fargo, you basically are skipping the fees because there is no origination fees, no closing fees, and no prepayment penalty. Okay, and you also receive fast access to funds, which is really great. So you can actually get approved. If you get approved today, you can actually get your money tomorrow, which is really good for a big national bank when you think about it in terms of turning around. Okay, and one thing I want to say here is that to qualify though, you don't have to have a relationship with Wells Fargo, but to qualify for the best rates, for the best terms and whatnot, you better have a relationship with them. They want you to have minimum income of $14,500. That's the minimum gross income. Okay, and they want you to actually be with you want to be at least 18 years of age. Okay, in terms of FICO score, they will actually work with you if you have fair credit. Not a problem. One thing I also want to say is that it's better that you actually apply at a Wells Fargo branch, physical branch if you can. If not, just do it over the phone. I mean, they have the soft pull process online, which is really great, but you can also have the soft pull when you call or when you go to the branch. They will always give you the rates you qualify for before actually doing a hard pull. let me just have a general conversation with you and explain certain things for you. So obviously in today's conversation, we are speaking about bank personal loans that pull Experian for gigantic amounts. It's really important that if you want to quickly get a bank loan that pulls Experian, it's important to pay attention to your liquidity. Okay, we're talking about making sure that you are showing the bank that you have decent cash flows. Okay, see, the thing here is that the bank is constantly worried about your repayment ability. How are you going to repay us? Do you have the liquidity required for repayment? So if you're able to do a good job at showing the bank, listen, I have cash inflows and I have more cash inflows than cash outflows. Like for instance, I'm making this amount of money and I'm spending this much. So every month I have disposable income of, let's say, $3,000 or $4,000. You are increasing your chances of being approved. This is really great. Okay, so you have to show your income sources. We are speaking about earned income. We are speaking about business income in some cases, interest income, dividend income, rental income, capital gains, royalties, and licensing. Okay, make sure that you're always paying attention also to your DTI and CUR. You want to lower those systematically. In today's conversation, I gave you several numbers for DTI, your debt to income ratio. But in today's conversation, I want to say if you want to increase your chances of getting a bank loan or any loan for that matter, you want to have your DTI as low as possible. Okay, 20%, 25%. If you can, go to 30%. This is really, really, really good. And one thing I also want to say here is that you need to understand if you want to lower your DTI. First of all, when we talk about DTI, we are speaking about debt to income ratio. What is part of the debt part of this equation? You have student loans, auto loans, okay, mortgages, property taxes and homeowners insurance, rent, credit card payments, medical bills, personal loans, alimony, and child support. Okay, and so that's for the debt part. And then the income part, I already told you the different types of income that you can earn. But the cool thing is, if you want to lower debt to income ratio systematically and reflexively, make sure that you can extend your loan term. For example, you can monitor your spending, because everything starts with your spending, right? So you want to monitor your spending. You want to actually you want to find ways to increase your income. You want to find ways to lower your interest rate. You could actually do that by consolidating the debts that you have. Very important. You can actually use tools and apps to lower your debts, and you can look for loan forgiveness. Why not? Or debt settlement if you can't really afford the payments. Let me give you a bonus if you have made it so far. The important thing here is that we are speaking about your Experian. So banks that pull Experian. So how do you actually improve how do you actually improve your Experian score? Okay, how do you make sure that you are constantly improving your Experian credit score? Well, the first thing is you need to check your Experian credit score, right? Because that's what the bank is going to pull. So you just want to make sure that they have the accurate number. How do you do that? Well, you can go to annualcreditreport.com. That's the standard platform for you to actually pull your credit report, okay, for free. But nowadays, actually, a lot of banks, a lot of credit card issuers also allow you to have free access to your Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax score, okay, and you can monitor this continually. Okay, so the thing is, you want to check it. You want to check the reports for errors. So if there are errors, you want to systematically and reflexively file dispute letters with Experian, but also with the data furnisher. This is really important because the data furnisher is the one who provided the data in the first place. Okay, and Experian and they have 30 days by law to review your info. Okay, and actually take care of it. Actually take charge. I mean, either do something or not do anything. And also, if you want to maintain a high FICO score, the bottom line is you want to have a positive history of payments, right? Because as you really understand, that positive payment history accounts for 35% of your FICO score. And then we have your CUR, your credit utilization ratio. This is kind of important also. A lot of folks tell you, hey, listen, you can actually, you don't have to pay your balance in full every month. Hey, listen, my advice to you is if you can't afford it, please pay your full amount every month. If you can afford it, yes. Because the bottom line is you want to have a CUR that is as low as possible, okay? And make sure that you are actually apply for new credit sparingly. Okay, very important, because anytime you apply for a new credit, you generate hard inquiries, which actually decimate your credit score. We know that. Okay. Also, try to, and when you actually apply for new credit, you reduce your average age of accounts. Okay, and it also signals that you are desperate. And those are the wrong signals that you want to send to the lender or to any potential credit card issuer. Okay, so it's very important. So banks are very conservative, as you know, in their underwriting process. So make sure that you are really sending all the rosy signals possible when you apply for a personal loan. Before I do a recap here, please check our loan evaluation approach. Check out this video. We have a strict methodology on this show when it comes to reviewing, categorizing, and listing bank personal loans. Check this out. All right, let's quickly recap today's conversation. So in today's conversation, here are the top 5 bank personal loans that pull Experian for giant amounts. So number 1, we have Wells Fargo. Number 2, we have USAA. Number 3, Wells Fargo, we have Wells Fargo 9.8 over 10. Number 2, we have USAA 9.5 over 10. Number 3, we have Citi 9.1 over 10. Number 4, we have PNC Bank 8.8 over 10. Number 5, we have a TD Bank 8.3 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.